Hello there, everybody. This is Angie Callen coming at you for another edition of No More Mondays Midweek Momentum, right in time to help you push through the middle of the week. Happy hump day, everybody. It is Wednesday afternoon, and I'm here with a hot topic, at least for me. I don't know about you, but in our house, we are big fans of watching the Olympics. And so I want to talk about something that's really not only fresh in my mind because some of the things that have been happening in the Olympics, but also a message I that really resonates with me, even if it's not the Olympics. And that is the fact that you can live while losing. It's much harder to live without trying than it is to not live and lose. And there is a very specific example of this that I want to dig into, and that is our friend Lindsey Vonn. So, as most of you know, if you've tuned into No More Mondays or even Midweek Momentum, we are big outdoor adventurers. Skiing is a huge part of our lives. It's the reason I moved to Colorado, which put lots of life wheels in motion. And so watching skiing in the Olympics is huge. And also, Lindsey Vonn is only a few years younger than me. And so Jim and I have been following her pretty epic comeback at the age of 41 the entire season. And so we were pretty amped up to see her in the Olympics, also see her be a favorite in the Olympics, only to find out that a week before she tears her ACL. Now, quick little bit of backstory. My husband, Jim, tore his ACL and his meniscus and had a bone contusion, which is exactly what she did 2 years ago. And he couldn't even walk. And so the fact that she was even able to be mobile, let alone ski at 70 miles an hour, was pretty incredible. And there have definitely been some people out there with opinions on whether or not she should have entered the Olympics. And here's how I look at this. She had no ACL. She knew the risk. She knew the odds. And while it didn't end the way she hoped, which, by the way, I guess I should spoiler alert this, but, this was 11 days ago. So if you're not watching the Olympics this fast, well, then you deserve your spoiler alert. So her Olympic, hopes this year didn't end the way that she had hoped. And I think that is an understatement of the century. However, she has even said the following, and if I point blank asked her, I know that she would say she would have regretted not going for it more than she regrets going for it and sustaining the injuries that she did, which, by the way, had nothing to do with no ACL. It was a freak accident of hooking her arm in a gate, going Mach Schnell, and taking a tumble that resulted in an injury. And that isn't reckless, everybody. That isn't reckless. There is a difference between recklessness and resoluteness. And this to me isn't even push through the pain no matter what. This is about informed risk, conscious decision, owning the consequences, right? Because, grit without intention is just, going to be burnout or misalignment, because regret is worse than failure. Because at the very least, you learned. For those of you that have read Scary Good, Discovering Life Beyond the Sunday Scaries, my new book that I can't remember if I've shamelessly plugged here on Midweek Momentum yet, I fully believe that we as humans are not failures an instance. And failure, loosely translated, means learning experience. It's data. Regret is emotional leave behind of not actually trying, because now, here's the thing. You ask Lindsey 20 years from now how she feels about this. She's going to tell you, I would have rather tried and broken my leg than not tried at all and wondered if I could have gotten the goal. Isn't that an amazing thing to think about as we go through life being, I think, overly risk averse versus resolute, right? You can be risky without being reckless. And you can also recover from the loss. I mean, even just the fact that she was there was an amazing example after, a bionic knee shoved in her body, right? But here's the thing is you'll never know if you don't try. And it is in that grittiness that we have so much potential that we don't tap into, because the fear of failure that is rampant in society today keeps us from making resolute decisions aligned with who we are, right? Lindsey Vonn is known for comebacks. And it would have been out of alignment and out of her values to bail on a race. And that causes more emotional, mental pain and regret than temporary physical pain due to things not going our way. And whether you are a friggin' Olympic ski racer going 120 kilometers down a 45-degree pitch, or you're just trying to lead your team or lead your life, these are the kind of things we need to think about so that we don't wait until tomorrow to do something that we could tackle and get satisfaction doing today. And this grittiness we've lost. We've gotten soft. We've gotten mediocre, right? I realized 20 years ago when I moved to Colorado because of skiing, how's that for a good tie-in? That people stay mediocre, we play it safe. Golden handcuffs. I can't is not actually the truth. It's I won't. And that's a choice. And in this day and age, this isn't about being gritty and grinding harder, staying longer, outworking everybody, being the last one in the office where the lights, until the lights go out. Modern grit, as we think about being risky and resolute, not reckless in the workplace and in our lives even, to me is much more about trying, failing, learning, adapting, and even pivoting when we have to, right? We've got to stay in the game emotionally. We're never going to get anywhere if we avoid hard things. Growth doesn't come in the comfort zone. It's one of my favorite quotes that I don't even know who said it, but it is totally 1000% true. However, we really like the comfort zone. But that doesn't allow us to experiment or learn or try or know what would have happened if we took the gates in the Olympic Games at age 41. And this isn't about just muscling through. It's really, to me, about remaining engaged with yourself and what is important to you and what you want to accomplish in this life versus just taking what's handed to you, right? I once had somebody referred to from a career aspect, they referred to it as a career tumbleweed and just kind of bouncing, going, blowing where the wind takes you versus at some point saying, wait, here's where the wind has brought me. And now here's where I want to intentionally go. And so instead of the wind blowing you wherever, you get up on your feet and you walk towards the thing that feels aligned with you. And so this all started with skiing in the very extreme example of an inhuman, superhuman woman taking to the gates with no critical, actually it is an anterior crucial ligament and having an outcome she did not expect, right? That's where this all started. But where I think this applies to you is, where are you avoiding effort because you're afraid of losing? Where are you avoiding because you're afraid? Fail is a 4-letter word in our society, and I think we should all remove it from our vocabulary, because I'm also going to challenge you and ask you, what would you regret not trying? What are you putting off to tomorrow that you could do or try or risk within reason today? And so as we push through this week, and we're still in quarter one, we're still working towards some of our goals for the year, theoretically, if you didn't give them up at the third week of January. As we talked about, good episode to tune into if you did give them up. But I'm going to challenge you this week. Whether you're a fan of the Olympics or not, they definitely inspire us to do things that feel beyond, right? We've got a figure skater who does 7 quads, right? 15 years ago, a triple-double combination was a big hit on the ice, right? And so we have so much more capacity to do and push the envelope than we ever have. And despite and with AI, for instance. And so as you challenge yourself to think about what you're putting off or where fear and fail is getting in the way of trying, I'm going to challenge you this week, what's one small move you could make this week that helps you try? Doesn't guarantee your success. However, it will help you know you did something. How is that for some serious midweek momentum?